when you are building a project, when you are, for example, learning something, or you want to create a business and want to get customers, or let's say in YouTube you create videos and you want some results. So how do we measure typically our effort and input? One big mistake, we use the time. So let's say I'm doing this project for 6 months and no result yet. So let's choose the example of learning something. Let's say learn music. So you can say that I spent already 2 years and I still cannot play very well, and you feel frustrated. But this is a very incorrect thinking. 1 is 2 years doesn't mean anything, because maybe you spend 10 hours every day for 2 years, or just one lesson, 1 hour a week. So it's huge differences. So a little bit better if you don't measure in that how many months and years you spend, but actually how many hours did you spend now. But this is still not good, because it's about how effectively spent your time. So let's say that you learn music, or let's say a language, and then you can have 1 hour you spend, but you are not able to focus and your memory is not good, then it's the equivalent of another person's 5 minutes. So other person can learn that one in 5 minutes and you spend 1 hour. So that's why using time at all is a bad idea to measure how much input you put to achieve something. It doesn't mean anything. So don't be frustrated if you spend 5 years to learn, let's say, German or Italian and you still cannot speak, because that 5 years doesn't have any meaning. And even if you calculate that I spent altogether 300 hours, it also doesn't mean anything. So I'm thinking about to have another unit that I don't know how to call it, but let's say that the useful effort, okay, which also a quantity. So let's say in the case of language learning, it includes the focus. So let's say you listen to something, a 1 minute or 10-second audio in German or in Italian, and can you focus 100% of the time? Because practically nobody can. But slow learners, they're usually slow because they can focus only on 1 second. During 1 second, it means 10% of the time. They focus and then become lazy and they just relax in the other part. But effective learners, they are able to focus maybe 6, 7, 8 seconds in 10 seconds video clip. So it means that they are 50, 60, 70% effective. That makes a huge difference. So if your focus capacity, what you are doing, let's say memorizing musical movement, playing music or sports, if you are not able to focus, then you are totally ineffective. So use this measurement, that what is the effective unit that you invested in money and time, and don't look at time and money, look at that, let's say 1 unit of focus helps you to move from this level to this level. But that 1 unit of focused result, including that you can remember what you learned, so it's focus and memory. That, let's say, focus memorized unit, and you can achieve this in 5 minutes, and another person maybe needs 10 hours to achieve that unit. For example, remembering a paragraph. You focus, you have memory, and you can retrieve. And another person needs maybe 10 or 100 times to achieve the same outcome. It's memory and focus. So don't measure your effort, your input by time. This is so common thinking that when our students come and they say that I already spent 3 years in another school and I still cannot speak the language. Of course, because 3 years doesn't mean anything, because during the 3 years you took 150 hours. And during that 150 hours, your efficiency rate was not, or effective rate was not 100%. Not even the average, let's say, the average people can pay attention 30%, that the effectiveness of the time you utilize it, but you operated at 2%. So it doesn't mean anything. You didn't pay attention, you didn't have memory, you didn't use a good mental skill, you didn't motivate it yourself, so your effectiveness of learning was almost zero. Well, of course you don't know anything. Okay? So again, don't use the time you spent, use the effectiveness, the unit of effectiveness, that remembered, learned thing. That is the measurement of your input when you want to achieve any project, not just learning, but it can be building a business, getting followers. You can, let's say in YouTube, somebody can create 1,000 video and nobody get attention, so nobody pay attention. But if you use something that is effective, it works, that is the measurement.